Hi guys, and welcome back to the first ever Scratch video on this channel, and I will be uploading one of these every Monday, which is today, every Monday and Wednesday, and then after Wednesday I'll be uploading one on Friday if I can. Usually there will be a video on Friday. Right, so this is Scratch tutorials. Each one is going to be around about 7 minutes long. If it goes over that, it's a little bit too much. So yeah, there you are. So first I'm going to teach you how to use Scratch. So first you need to log in and create your account like I have done here. And once that is done, then you want to go on to the Create tab at the top and click Create. Once you've done that, it's created a mini little Scratch project for you. Then you can title it whatever you want. I'm just going to title it Project. There you are. And now what I've got is I've got my name there, and I've now made a project. So this little figure here on the screen is called a sprite. This is the backdrop, and this is a mini screen about what's going to happen. It's the sprite, so this is this guy down here. So if you click the little eye tab, you can change what he does, like rotate him. And yeah, so what we're going to do is in this little box here, we are going to create the code for the sprite, and you can change in between sprites to do different code for each thing. So first what we need to do is obviously get a better background than just white, because who likes white background? That wasn't meant to be racist. But what you need to do is select the backdrop, and also if you go onto backdrops you can draw your own backdrop on it, so you can draw your own stuff on the backdrop. But what we're going to do first is we're going to go on this little tab in the corner, if you can see it here, and select a new backdrop. Once that's happened, we're going to click on the gingerbread house. You don't have to, but it's just a nice little thing. I love sweets. So that's going to load up, and as you see here, we've now got two backdrops. We've got one which is a gingerbread house and our original one. We need the original one now, so we can get rid of that, and then we just got a gingerbread house. You can actually write scripts for the backdrops. So if you want the backdrop like to say start or stop at the top of the screen, and you don't have to depend on a sprite to do that. And yeah, so first what we're going to do now is select the sprite, and we're going to, well, code it a little bit just to move around in this video and to follow the mouse pointer. So yeah, what we're going to need to do, as you see there's a tabs here called Motion, Looks, Sounds, Pen, Data, More Blocks, Operators, Sensing, Control, and Events. So in Events, by the way, this is the start button, this is the stop button. When the start button is clicked, you want this to go on forever, otherwise you've got to keep clicking the start button to execute all the commands. What I'll do, if you want the sprite to look at your mouse pointer, then we're going to need to go on a thing called Motion, and we're going to need to point towards, you're going to put mouse pointer. So now when the start button is clicked, it points towards the mouse pointer. Then to stop it, you can just click stop, and then it stops the program. And yeah, so at the moment, we just start, when the start button is clicked, this command goes on forever and ever, and then it points towards the mouse pointer. So what we need to do now is you can now do go to mouse pointer. So you can check that to do different things, like if you've got another sprite, you can click go to another sprite. At the moment, I'm just going to do go to mouse pointer. So now when I start it up, it goes to the mouse pointer. It's quite hard, but if I want to run this way or this way, it's quite weird at the moment. But at the moment, we don't really want that, because you see it's glitching out a little bit. It's not working very well. So we'll get rid of go to mouse pointer, and instead we're going to use the arrow keys. Sorry if you can hear anything in the background, by the way. I'm in the back room at the moment, so it's quite loud. If you can't hear it, more the better. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to have this here, and this is a move couple of steps. So I'm going to put 5 steps on mine. You can put as many steps as you want to, but it's not going to be executed at all because there's nothing to execute it. So what we're probably going to want to do is put a if then command in there. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to put that inside of forever, so then and put that inside that. So then what's going to happen is when the start button is clicked, it's going to port towards this mouse pointer, then it's going to go on forever inside this. And it's going to do if if something then is going to move 10 steps. So what we're going to do is sensing, and we're going to do if key is pressed, so we're going to want to put that in there. If the up arrow is pressed, then move 5 steps. So now what we're going to do is, because it's pointing in the way of your mouse pointer, then you can move. So now when we click the start button, it goes on forever, it points towards the mouse pointer, and then it moves 5 steps. Now if we click the start button, it does that. It points towards the mouse pointer, and then we can click start and it moves towards it. But at the moment what's happening is there's no way to go backwards, because you click the backwards key and there's no way to go backwards. But also it isn't following the mouse because it's in forever, and there's a forever inside of forever, and that will never work. So what it's saying is that if it points towards the mouse pointer, then do it. So we don't want that. We're going to want to make this a completely different project. Go on events, create a new one. So now we've got 2 of these on 1 sprite. So now when we click, it's going to follow the mouse pointer. Otherwise it would go 1 click, forever, point towards, and then it would go forever again. So at the moment it's pointing towards it. Now if we click the up arrow key, it travels towards it. And there we are. So at the moment the legs aren't moving, it's just like a solid object. So we're going to want to do things like that. So what we can do, it is really easy to do, is we can go on to looks and we can click switch costume. We're going to want 2 of those. So then what's going to happen is it's going to switch from costume number 2, which if you go on to here, costume number 1 it's at the moment, costume number 2, and then back to costume number 1 again. Then this is going to go inside our forever key, and what it's basically doing is when the start button's clicked, it's going to go on forever. If the up arrow is pressed, then move 5 steps, and then what it's going to do, it's going to switch to costume number 2 and then back to number 1 again. So when I click the button, but it's going to do it so quickly that you can't actually see it. If I click start now, it's going to do it so quickly which you can't actually see it, which is really, really quick. So what you want to do is you're going to want to go to create, and you're going to want to put wait a certain amount. So I'm going to put 0.3 seconds and then click start, and then when I click the up arrow it sort of moves forward. But what it's going to do now is it's going to wait 0.3 seconds and then change to costume number 1 again, and then it won't let you move as fast. So to solve that issue, what we're going to do is we're going to take this out and we're going to create our own mini event for that. And then once you create our own mini event, and then put this inside there. What it's going to do now is run forever, so when the start key is pressed, there's not going to be a delay on how fast you can run. And there we are, we're like running in between them. So now it's going to go on forever even if you're standing still, which is quite cool, and it follows the mouse. That's the first tutorial, and I'm thanking you for watching. You can go on our website in the description and sign you up for Scratch. I'll put the website in the description. And thank you and bye!